I know you guys are excited about Next Generation just as much as I am, and I want to do my biggest giveaway ever. I'm giving away an Xbox Series S to one lucky subscriber. If you want to win this Xbox Series S, all you have to do is follow me on this YouTube channel, follow me on my Twitter, and follow me on Instagram. I will pick a random person on November 10th when the console releases, and I will pick one and I will send one to you. So, do those things if you want a freaking Xbox Series S. ¿Qué pasa to the pack? It is Pack here,
aka your mama's best friend.
NBA 2K21 patch 5 or patch 1.05 came out yesterday, and it said they updated 80 players in NBA 2K21. I found 15. For real, this is the first time I ever heard that they updated players, and I really couldn't find anyone. And the ones I did find, I found them, but I only found a couple. It was pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Before this video starts though, leave a like on the video. You'd be surprised how much it helps the channel out. In fact, let's try to get to 3,000 for the culture. Okay, so I'm going to start off at number 1 with Nicolo Melli. Now, he is a player for the New Orleans Pelicans. He's the only player on this list that actually got updated that is a current player. Everybody else was a former NBA player or even an all-time player, so Nicolo Melli clearly looks so much better here in this update. Like, it's not even close. Now, I couldn't show y'all, so the problem is I couldn't show you guys the before and afters because I don't have any of the befores because they've been updated, so I don't have them anymore. But I'm showing you at least that it does look like Nicolo Melli at least, right? At number 2, we have Kyle Macy. Now, Kyle Macy was the backup point guard, I think, for the Chicago Bulls on their first championship, I believe. And even then, maybe not. Maybe that was like in the 86 Bulls, like with like rookie Michael. I couldn't even tell you. It was forever ago. But he was on the team. He was a point guard, and he was important to the team at the time. I think it looks very, very good for him, considering there's not a lot of photos of Kyle Macy out there. The fact that they were able to make him so well and update him so correctly was impressive. At number 2 on this list is Todd Mccullough. Now, Todd Mccullough was a center in the NBA in 2001 with the Sixers that went to the finals and played against the Lakers. Yeah, I'm actually surprised because if you've seen him before, he was terrible, like actually terrible. And now what they basically did is gave him hair. That was like the biggest thing they did. And it actually looks really, really good. I am actually really surprised. One thing though I noticed that the Sixers never updated their jerseys. In the game, the Sixers jerseys are like from like the shoulder to the neck. Here it's like a normal jersey. They need to update that as well. But Todd McCullough looks great here. At number 4, we have Jason Collins, who was the first NBA player ever to announce that he was gay, and he is in the game. He was on the finals team with the Nets in 2002, I think, somewhere along those lines. So he was on that team. He was a center for the team, and they updated him, and I think it looks really, really good and a lot more like Jason. At number 4 on this list, it is John Paxton, one of the more popular NBA players of that time. He was the point guard on the Bulls. They hit a really important shot in the finals that made sure Michael Jordan could win his first one. Yeah, John Paxton was a demon at the time, and I think this looks awful for real. I don't think this was like John Paxton at all.
Wait a minute, who are you?
Just my opinion. Now what they did is they updated his face scan and gave him hair. The hair is accurate, I think, but oh my goodness, is that face scan actually nothing like John Paxton? Maybe I'm crazy, but that looks pretty bad. But something I want to announce is that the hairstyle. I think they need to add that hairstyle into NBA 2K21 on the Next Generation. That's a hairstyle that like a lot of players or people have, and you can't do that hairstyle because they don't have it available in the game. At number 6 on this list is Danny Ainge, who is, I think, the GM of the Celtics and also played for the Celtics and the Blazers back in the 80s and 90s, I believe. And yeah, Danny Ainge is now right here in this list. Now, the hair is not completely accurate, but he did change his hair eventually in time, so that is a little more accurate. But the face scan is actually freaking amazing, and I'm really impressed how good he looks right here. At number 7 on the list is Tai Lu, one of the most memed about players ever, but he is an NBA champion coach and played on the Lakers when they won championships as well, and had to guard one of the hardest people to guard ever in Allen Iverson and got crossed. Also is now the coach of the Clippers, which you didn't probably know that, and I saw him in Las Vegas a couple weeks ago, so there you go. I had a lot to talk about Tai Lu there, but he does look a lot better here in this updated version. At number 8 on this list is Willis Reading. Can I say this looks terrible? I mean, it was already terrible before, but this time it's still terrible. But I see what they tried to do, but they made his face way too skinny. Willis Reed is a pretty big dude. He was a jacked center for the most part. His face was round. They made his face way too skinny. Maybe he looked like that when he was a lot younger, which could be the case. And I also think his hair is all completely wrong, but that's just my opinion. Maybe they're going to update him eventually, but at the most part, I mean, it looks kind of better, but it definitely needs more work. At number 9 is Hido Turkoglu. this is actually one of the most impressive face scans of this generation. I wonder how it's going to look on the next generation, but right now, that's actually extremely impressive and one of the most accurate face scans in 2K history. For real, I think it looks really good. Really impressed by this one. At number 10 is Robert Parrish. I'm actually really impressed with this one as well. Now, I do think that they over-exaggerated the ears just a little bit, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it really was that aggressively, I guess, curved. I also think the head is like too rounded and his hair should be a little longer and like lower down. But for the most part, this is also really, really good and really impressive. I guess the neck could have been a little longer. There's little things they could have fixed, but for the most part, this definitely did look like Robert Parrish, and I'm really impressed with this one as well. At number 11 on the list, we have Spud Webb. The more I stare at this one, the more I think it just doesn't look like Spud Webb. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you're like, bro, Pac, how do you not see it? But I don't know. This one looks pretty rough. I don't know. I think this one is kind of all over the place and a little inaccurate for my taste, but still, I think it looks pretty good. And I see where they were trying to go with this, but there's just something wrong with it, and I can't really tell what it is. At number 12 is Magic Johnson. So they have multiple versions of Magic Johnson now, and this is the one I like a lot because Magic Johnson has his hair long and his beard long, and this is the most realistic Magic Johnson we've ever had in 2K. Finally, it's been so long since they've kind of needed to like fix Magic. This is finally the first one. I feel like it really does look like him, and I am impressed, and I'm excited to see if he's going to look even better in next generation. At number 13 is Scotty Pippen. There's like 3 or 4 versions of Scotty Pippen in this game, and they updated him again. This is just a younger version of Scotty. I do think they made his like face maybe a little too long. I'm not sure. It does look a little weird, but for the most part, it does look like Scotty. It looks like an older version of Scotty when it's supposed to be a younger version of Scotty. Does that make sense? It's kind of weird, but it does look like him. At number 14 is Tim Duncan. Now, this is the second version of Tim Duncan. One has longer hair. This is the Tim Duncan that was bald. I mean, Tim Duncan was bald in very different parts of his career, so I'm glad they added another version of him. I think this is the most realistic looking Timmy to this day, but still. And finally, at number 15 is Alonzo Mourning, but the bald version, one we have needed for so long because Alonzo Mourning was a big part of the Miami Heat team with Dwayne Wade that won a championship. He was the backup center behind Shaq, and he was bald, and now they have an updated version of him in this game, which is awesome to see. And these are the updated players that I could find. I'm sure I missed a bunch, so leave it in the comments if you think you found one. Maybe I'll make another video about it. And if you like this channel, give it a sub, and I'll see you guys next time. If you want all the latest news of NBA 2K and also NBA in general, you should follow me on my Twitter account at PackHoopsYT. Not only that, I do giveaways all the time when it comes to VC, games, and also even consoles. So check it out, follow me, and see you there.